you'll have that right here before you leave the court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a request. Is it possible to have a mutual no contact order? Because my client and his wife is outside, by the way. He's so scared that to the point that he wants to move out and go to a different city.
Okay, but here's the thing, I don't have any.
Every day
Sir.
by these people.
Sir, I do not have any authority over complaining witnesses in a case. I can't give a mutual restraining order. I don't have the power to do that. I have no authority over the complainants in this case. I mean, obviously, if there's some harassment going on or some other issues, I think you call law enforcement. But you're the individual charged with in this case. These are just allegations. You have a right to trial, you have a right to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. All of those things apply. I'm sure your attorney has discussed those rights with you. We will make sure that this case moves through the system. I mean, it's in everybody's best interest while cases like this are pending, because the situations are always volatile. It's an assaultive allegation, that everybody stay away from everybody. Okay, but I don't have authority over complainants in the case. I only have jurisdiction over Mr. Martinez. Counsel, if you just want to have a seat real quick, we'll have the court officer make you a copy of this order for discovery so that you can get discovery as soon as possible. And we will see everyone back in about 30 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
1 second. It's just a second, and if you could just make him a copy of that top page, officer. All right. And then when the parties leave, if the complaining witnesses on this case, if you want to excuse yourself now and go out and you can get in your cars and leave, and then we'll just have Mr. Martinez wait a minute or two, and that way there are no issues in the lot, okay? All right. Yes.
Say something. He walks my friend in my house all the time with the dog. And there's no reason for him to do that. He could go either way, but does it provoke me and say something.
All right, you two have got to be living in the same neighborhood.
We're across the street.
Listen.
He just gave me the finger when you were out there, when I was sitting down.
Listen, I want you to talk to the prosecutor.
Okay.
Listen,
I will.
this is unfortunate because you guys have to live near each other,
Mhm.
right? And I don't know if you're homeowners or what. Listen to me, ma'am. Listen, first you have to say your name for the record.
My name's Irma Erdin.
Okay, listen. If he lives right across the street, he's got to exit and enter his house, right? Don't go listen, Mr. Martinez, everyone do your best to stay away from the other side. Don't flip each other off. Don't talk to each other. Don't look at each other, okay? That's all I can tell you. But I won't have the volatility in my courtroom. This is when I say my courtroom, it's the people's courtroom. This is your courtroom. Everybody's entitled to have due process and a hearing, and whether it's a trial or you know, depending on a formal hearing, depending on what type of hearing it is, everyone has a right to be heard, but I'm not going to tolerate, you know.
Right.
Everybody has to deal with each other. If you live that close to each other, that's all I can tell you. Don't go near each other. Avoid each other like you have the plague or the other person has it.
Okay, I got a question. Now, when I walk my dog and he's following me, sneaking up, putting his lights off, coming behind me. So what do I do? What am I gonna do about that?
Calm down. Sir, you were in a courtroom. Listen to me. You guys calm down. Stay away from each other. You're gonna end up with everybody charged. You're gonna end up with things like this, get the volatility, it's gonna just escalate. Sit calm, listen, I'm telling you all, stay away from each other. Don't look at each other. Don't follow each other. Don't talk to each other. Don't breathe near each other. Both sides. Got it? All right.
Yes.
We're all set. I'm going to ask the complainant witnesses to exit, and that way there are no issues in the courtroom.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. I have a drunk driving third offense. Okay, and I set a bond for you. And I don't know if you think the rules don't apply to you, but they do. You were told at the time of your arraignment that you were going to hear from my probation department. Don't look clueless to me, like it's exhausting me already. You were told that you had to test. You had to be subject to drug and alcohol testing. My probation department tried to reach you. I need a calendar. What day was he here last week?
We were last Monday, Your Honor.
So Monday, you were here on Monday, and you were told that, and my probation department spent days trying to get a hold of you so that you could go test. And they, new phone, who dis?
I came here. Don't answer, Kelly. Just finish first, then we have time to answer.
No, there's no, like, right now, we set this, basically, we can call it a PCC, we can call it whatever we want. But if you're not gonna follow my bond conditions, you're gonna go sit in Wayne County Jail, period. I go home at 5. And if it's too hard for you to do what you're supposed to do out on bond, sir, I have 0. Quite frankly, I think I'm protecting the people of the state of Michigan by having you sit at the Wayne County Jail. Because I know you're not gonna drink and drive and kill anybody. If you can't follow my bond conditions, you're going to county. All right, now, Mr. Zelnick, has he talked to probation at all yet? Do you know?
Have you been there and have you tested?
2 or 3 times.
And apparently he's gotten fingerprint over at state police. He's been there twice.
All right.
So once I came to visit the court last week, I believe it was Tuesday, to explain that I thought he had to go to rehab and that he was having surgery for cancer. I got in contact with him. Finally, his sister-in-law, may I have them come forward just so you know that I'm not making this up? Both you folks come on up here. I'll ask them to identify themselves from the record because I forget which one's related, which one's related to America.
Oh.
So.
Brothers and sisters.
Brother and sister, all right. Oh,
Yeah.
and you gotta take your head off, sorry, sir.
Good
You can only
morning.
wear a hat if you're like under 30 and you wear it backwards, and then you still gotta take it off. So give your names, Judge, ma'am.
Joanne Lebajewski.
Sir.
Edward Lemonjes.
All right, so we got family here. Judge both contacted me to tell me that they thought he was seriously declining because of alcohol, that he was suffering from bladder and kidney cancer. He's supposed to have surgery before he's accepted into rehab. He's having surgery on Friday at Caramanus. Is that correct? Well, one of you has to answer. Give your name when you answer so we know.
Yes, Robert's having surgery on Friday. I'm not sure of the entire procedure. It's a scope kind of procedure.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any denial that he suffers seriously from alcohol disease. Would you agree, Robert Levijeski?
Yes.
And once we made contact, he explained he'd been to the state police to try to get printed. They told him to come back. And I don't know where he missed the connect about contacting probation, but apparently he finally has. In fact, his color came up again today. So there is a disconnect. It's probably damaged brain cells for years and years of exercising through alcohol. Would you agree, Mr. Levijeski, that you spent a lot of time destroying brain cells by drinking?
Yes.
And he destroyed his health too. He lost his job, it appears, because of drinking. And this is that halcyon moment or the Brigadoon moment where he's either going to make a change, spend time in jail, or die. And I'd ask the court, what we've suggested here is that the bond conditions continue, that the court permit him to have surgery, and if he's accepted into the rehabilitation, which would be inpatient, we'll come back and advise the court and ask for continuance with the PCC. This matter is going to be resolved, Your Honor. If you ever read the police report, you'd see what a silly case this is. He was sitting in a lawn chair on the side of the freeway after he rolled his car and the state police came. This is an old.
No,
Karen, Aaron, or Kelsey?
I believe.
Aaron, okay. We're gonna talk to Aaron and see, because the Silver Link, I don't know what the minimum is on it, but he can keep that until he comes back.
Well, I know they complain about an alcohol tether when you go in for surgery. They
Well,
see
he's
that.
not on tether, is he right now?
No, he's not. I mean, that's another
He should be.
possibility. There are two possibilities, but
I
there is
can't put
certainly.
him on a tether right before surgery. I mean, they're just gonna want it off.
No, and Your Honor, there's that company that the probation officer from Livonia, Elaine, runs, that's out somewhere on the other side of town, that comes out and sets you up with your Sober Link, and I can give that number to the probation department. There's a company that can do it. They would come down and give it, so there's no running out to any other offices.
Okay. Well,
Actually, I think I could come and.
I
They call me, I mean, it's just up 2
It's
stairs.
foolishness, Judge. No.
I'm gonna adjourn the PCC 2 weeks. I'm gonna have probation come up and figure out what they can do with the silver link, and I want to note about when he can come back to testing. If he's excused on Friday to do, whatever, if he's able to get up and ambulate, and get around, then he needs to come back and start testing then. But he can have the silver link until then. And we'll adjourn the PCC for 2 weeks, and I guess when he's out, you're looking for a bed?
Tell,
It's
you know where you're going,
Yeah,
it's share house.
Share house.
Okay.
She told me that they'd bring me in as soon as I get the results from my surgery, because they don't want to take anybody that's sick or needs ambulatory, because they don't want to ship you
Right.
back out.
Okay. So we should know something by next Wednesday, right?
I think so, even Tuesday.
Okay, well, I don't have a state prosecutor here except for Monday, Mr. Zelnick.
Well, we'll bring in a result Monday. I'll ask the
Just-
family to contact me. What I need, they're here, they're not parties to this case, but I'd like their assurance on the record that they're the brother and sister, that they're going to provide me with updates so I can bring them into the court next week.
Yes.
And when he's released.
Yes.
And I gave the information for share house to my probation officer. She
All
gave
right,
me.
we're gonna get her up here real quick. We could just have a seat. I'm gonna need her up here and then we'll figure out, it's Erin, if she's just up here, we can all talk about what we're doing.
You want me
Okay,
to
so if we
wait?
could just have a seat real quick, yeah,
Thank you.
and let me just get her up here.
Take a seat back there.
So while you're making your way up, I'm just gonna give a brief synopsis. We had a bench conference with the probation department, Mr. Zelnick. All right, and we're trying to come up with a solution that holds you accountable, but also accommodates the fact that you're about to have a procedure. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You're gonna go downstairs to probation when we're done. Erin's gonna at least make a call and tell you what you need to do to get your SoberLink. SoberLink is like a breathalyzer device, and we're gonna let you use that. And you're still testing until Friday. Unless on Thursday, you've got to do some sort of prep I don't know about. But you're gonna start using the SoberLink on Friday until your doctor releases you. If the doctor says you're good to go back to your life on Tuesday, you're supposed to start coming back in person to test. But we'll at least cover that time frame and make sure you have a device on him. Obviously on Friday, he's not gonna probably be testing at all, and then we're gonna adjourn this out 2 weeks, so 2 Mondays from today.
Which was the
And-
original date, the 18th.
Okay, there you go. And sir, there's a release that you can sign if you're so inclined that'll allow your family to talk directly to Erin, your probation officer, so you don't have to, if you're in the hospital and someone needs an update or to let her know that share house is available or whatever, if you sign the release, you can communicate with them directly.
Okay.
Okay?
One indulgence, Your Honor, in the event he gets placed in share house within the next week or so, may I present a stip to adjourn the PCC because it'll be practical and improbable to get him here for a PCC on the 18th, in the event he's inpatient.
Yeah, just
I'll notify the prosecutor.
just let us know, okay?
All right, understand what's going on?
Yes.
Family understand what's going on?
Yes.
All right, very good.
All right, you're all
We'll take him
set.
downstairs, have him sign the waiver of privilege. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, yep, thank you.